Big Germs Garage here. We're working on the Polaris Phoenix. This is part 2, so go back and watch part 1. Here we have the old shift fork and the old shift ratchet. You see a little bit of wear and tear there. We actually ordered new ones. Here's the new shift ratchet and new shift fork. These two are a lot snugger fit and seem to actually fix our problem. If you watch part 1, you can see where we weren't really sure what the problem was, but when we took it apart, the gears seemed to be fine. The problem looked like that the shift fork just had a little bit of wear to it, and shift ratchet also. So we went ahead and replaced both of them. There you see the bigger gear to your left there is for reverse. The one to the right is for forward. The shift ratchet goes in the middle with the shift fork going down to the shift shaft, which causes it to shift. Here we are shifting it some, I think, so you can see it. The problem, if you watch part 1, you would see that the full wheeler would go into reverse and work fine, but when you put it into forward, it would just sit there and grind. It sounded like gears grinding, and it wouldn't do anything. But like I said, once we took it apart, we noticed that all the gears were okay, and the shift fork and ratchet seemed to be what the problem was. Just seemed to have a little bit of wear and tear. All right, here we're going to get the transmission back together. We've got the new shift ratchet and new shift fork in there. It took a little moving it around to get to actually fit into place, but the gasket was not damaged when we took it apart, so we were able to reuse that. So we got this back together, and we'll get ready to put it back into the frame. And I don't know. There we go.
Oh, hey, check that out.
Yep, I just needed to slide that way a little bit.
Get a screw in it, dummy. Down in the bottom of that shaft tube.
Prior to putting the engine back into the frame, we decided to drill a small hole into the bottom of the drive shaft. It seemed to collect some water in there, so a little tiny hole will allow the water to drain out if it happens to get in there in the future. The boot that goes from the drive shaft over goes from the drive shaft to the engine was replaced. So I mean that was probably the cause for water getting there in the first place. But even though we replaced that, we decided to put a small hole in to allow water to drain out in the future. I'm still not used to the helmet cam yet, getting it lined up right. I want to put some Velcro on one of my fenders so I can just get some different shots, or maybe not just on the fender, but. All right, here we got the four-wheeler up on stands. We're working to get the engine put into the frame. My suggestion, if you have to do this, is to have 2 people help you maneuver it around, because this thing is difficult to get into the four-wheeler. This segment of the video is not going to be anywhere near as long as it actually took to get it in. I actually edited out about 20 minutes or so of video where we were trying to get this motor into place. It is such a tight fit up by the head on the frame that we struggled with it. I mean, at one point we actually stopped trying to. We weren't sure what to do or which direction to go to get it to fit, and we tried coming in from different sides, but finally we were able to get it to go into place. So keep watching as we get this engine into the to the Phoenix. Alright, so here we got the engine in place. Here's to show you how much room, or the lack of room, at the top. Here we got the new boot over the drive shaft, so hopefully we don't get water collecting in there anymore. Once again, here's how tight it is up at the top. That's what was giving us the trouble with getting the engine back into the frame. So in the video, I left out all the part of putting everything else back on it. The next couple clips you're going to see is it actually in action from being put back together. So as you can see here, we got it in reverse, which it would do before part 1. And now he's going to put it into forward, so you can see that it does shift. So from what you can see, the little bit of a problem we had with the shifting in the reverse, but no forward shifting, was fixed by replacing the shift fork and the shift ratchet. I believe both parts together, plus a couple little odds and ends we replaced. It was less than $100. I don't know how long the shop would have taken or what kind of price they would have charged, but for $90 and a couple days messing with it, it was well worth the price. Once again, Big Germ's Garage. Check out my channel. Check out part 1 that goes along with this video to see where this video came from and what started the whole thing. Please rate and subscribe.